12 Challenge presented by Continental Tires rolls on from Manhattan, Kansas. It's the home of the number 5 team in the land as Kansas State hosts the Florida Gators. And just moments ago, Keontae Johnson walked onto the court for warm-ups the first time. Why is that special? Because today, for the first time, he sees his former teammates and his former staff mates from the Florida Gators. Keontae having a sensational first season in Manhattan as a Wildcat. Alongside Chris Patola, I'm Rich Hollenberg. This game gives you goosebumps, Chris.
It does. You know, Rich, it's been a long time coming for Keontae Johnson. Having a fantastic season. I happened to be on the call that traumatic night when he collapsed, or afternoon, I should say, when he collapsed. To face your former team, I can't imagine what's going through his mind. And oh, by the way, it's a big-time game and a day where we've had some really interesting results.
A lot of ranked teams getting upset today in college basketball, specifically in this SEC Big 12 Challenge. And if Florida's going to pull off another one here, they're going to use Colin Castleton.
They need him. His shot blocking, his presence. He does so much for them. He's been one of the best players in the SEC all season long. This place is raucous.
And in their lavender uniforms, Kansas State controls the opening tip. Your officials, Ray Natilli, Jeb Hartness, and Amy Bonner.
You've been waiting to say lavender all day long.
Here's Noel, having one of the best seasons in the country of any guard. Number 1 in lavender gets it over to Naquan Tomlin for 3 around and out. And here come the Gators, led by Myron Jones, the Penn State transfer. Colin Castleton, an all SEC caliber player for the Gators. Seven on the shot clock. Here's Kyle Lofton, the St. Bonaventure transfer. And he's met at the rim. Tomlin, the big man, running the floor and gets rewarded. And Naquan Tomlin will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws.
That's a big early foul on Colin Castleton. One he didn't really have to earn. Just kind of caught out of position, and that's where Kansas State can be really good. They play at the fastest tempo in the Big 12. They're very good in transition. One of the things Todd Golden was talking to us about today, we've got to be able to get back, set our defense, a half-court defense that has been very good this season. One of the best in that league, one of the best nationally.
Well, there's Todd Golden in his first season in Gainesville, coming off a successful NCAA run with San Francisco at 37 years young. He's the second youngest Power 5 head coach. John Shire from Duke, the youngest. Tomlin goes 1 for 2. They try to squeeze it inside to Castleton, and it's picked off. Here's Noel. Gives it up. Gasson can't pay it off. David Gasson getting his first start in over a month for the Wildcats, coming off a knee injury. Castleton forced it up, and Noel grabs the rebound. Here's Cam Carter. We saw him light it up against an Iowa State defense on the road this past Tuesday, and he gets his first bucket today against another tough defense. Castleton tried to feed it inside to Lofton. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay Gators basketball. Well, when you talk about who is in the running for National Coach of the Year right now, you'd have to say that Jerome Tang's name, Chris, is at the top of the list.
No question. He's done a terrific job with this group and really meshing them together. You know, he's got a lot of guys wearing a Kansas State uniform for the first time.
And this crowd is completely engaged, even on a tip ball out of bounds. They are at full throat and sold out Bramlage Coliseum.
Two early turnovers from a Florida offense that can struggle at times. You know, this Kansas State defense wasn't their best outing the other night against Iowa State. Iowa State shot 57% in that game, an offense that is certainly not one of the best in the Big 12.
With 10 on the shot clock, here's Gasson working on Castleton. Nice up and under, times two.
Good to see him back healthy. If you're Jerome Tang, inserted back into the starting lineup.
And Riley Kugel silences the crowd, if only momentarily, with a three-pointer to open the scoring for the Florida Gators. And right back with an answer, Mr. New York City, Marquise Noel with his first bucket. What a season Noel is having. In Big 12 play, he leads the conference in points, in assists, and in steals. Castleton double-teamed in the post. Kugel tries it again, this time from inside three-point range, and this one bounces off Ish Massoud, the rebound. K-State coming in second place in the Big East. They were picked, or Big 12, they were picked last coming into the season, but they lead the Big 12 in conference play in points and assists. Best start in 50 years.
Got to be able to guard him off the dribble. He is an absolute bull, a physical specimen who plays downhill, Rich. I mean, that's what he wants. He wants that paint.
Lofton to Castleton, and the offense has yet to get on track for the Florida Gators.
Oh, and a lot of J's, nothing towards the basket.
Wildcats have made their last 4 field goals. Now 4 for their last 5, that Massoud miss. The headline again, Keontae Johnson, facing his former team. It's been 2 years in the making, and he's already got his first bucket less than 5 minutes in. 10 on the shot clock. Skip pass, and the one more. Kugel off the mark on the 3. Carter rebounds and wants to run. Here's Carter, high off the glass.
You know, one of the things that got Carter going against Iowa State was some early stuff in transition. Jerome Tang telling us today he wants to try to get him an opportunity to play in open space. 2 early possession shots and makes there from Carter.
Loose ball, and Florida comes away with it. Here's Jones, gets it back, and the floater goes. Nice touch from Myron Jones for his first 2.
Guy who has really elevated his play. Myron Jones playing alongside Kyle Lofton now. Really good with the ball, and that was a good shot going towards the basket.
Just the second field goal in the first 5+ minutes for the Florida Gators. Kansas State coming in ranked 5th in the nation. And Marquise Noel drives and will go to the line when we come back. And when we return, we'll revisit the story of Keontae Johnson, sporting purple pride now, but he was a Florida Gator 2 years ago. That inspirational story when we return.
Today's game is presented by Ascension Via Christi. Emergency care should not be delayed. Ascension Via Christi ER and specialty care teams are ready. Get information at getviachristicare.com.
K-State off of the bounce early in this game. 8 of their 11 points in the paint. And it's been a number of guys, but particularly this perimeter. They love to play downhill. All these guys can put you on the bounce and finish at the rim. And that was one of the things Jerome Tang saying to us earlier today. Felt like You know, Florida very good when they're gapped up, but if you could get them in space one-on-one, that was something that Kansas State could really exploit, and they are certainly doing that in the first 6 minutes of this game.
Yeah, 11 points so far for Kansas State. 8 of them have come in the painted area, and it's not like they're going to a big man. It's drives by the guards and the versatile wings like Keontae Johnson, who is a headliner in this game facing his former team. But overall, Kansas State shooting 5 for 8 from the field, and the defense holding Florida to just 2 for 8 from the field in the opening moments. Noel misses from the free throw line, normally an 88% free throw shooter.
This is the other thing with Noel and Keontae Johnson. They are taking combined 14 free throws a game. They're so good off the bounce, it's easier said than done, but you have got to play them without fouling.
Here's Myron Jones handling the rock against the youngster Cam Carter. Jones spins, gets fouled, and Myron Jones will go to the line and shoot 2. Scoring not necessarily his strong suit, but man, has he been managing this team well lately for the Florida Gators.
Yeah, he takes very good care of the basketball. He's got 25 assists and only 3 turnovers in conference play. Gives him a secondary ball handler next to Lofton. And it's interesting, he came into Florida with a reputation as a shooter, and he's never really gotten that going out of Penn State. Never really been consistent from that three-point line, but he's found other ways to impact the game. He's been very good in their defense as well.
Yeah, 25 assists and only 3 turnovers.
Yeah, I just said that,
in SEC play.
I just said that.
I was repeating it as a question, like, are you serious? Ten on the shot clock. Here's Carter left alone. Got it.
And that's where you get him a couple layups. Let him see the ball go in the basket. Starting to stack some games together here, Cam Carter.
The transfer from Mississippi State, who, by the way, is in overtime right now with TCU.
Tough shot.
Yeah, Alex Fudge, an electric athletic talent for Florida. Missed last game, but he's back this one. And if you haven't watched Kansas State, Chris, that is a normal shot for Marquise Noel.
I've watched him. I had him on Tuesday, sitting next to you, Rich. So I've seen it.
That ball tipped out of bounds. Marquise Noel showing those quick hands. He's the active career leader in steals in Division I basketball as well.
Checking for the Cats, number 23, Bebe Igiola.
And Bebe Igiola checks in, the big man, number 23 in purple. As we see Noel taking a quick breath on the bench. He plays monster minutes for Jerome Tang. So far, haven't heard from 12 in blue, Colin Castleton. There he has a nice dish, big-to-big passing, and Fudge with the bucket. Here's Jordan. And Johnson off the mark with that one. Now Cam Carter too strong. And the Gators look to run. Castleton. A deep 3 from Koasi Reeves off the mark, but it comes right to the freshman Alex Kugel. Riley Kugel, check that. Out of bounds. Ray Natili says it's going to stay Gators basketball. We have a timeout on the floor. 11:33 to go. The game's starting to settle down, but fifth-ranked Kansas State with a 7-point lead on the Gators.
be one meal for the rest of my life, I would be eating. If I was staying on the very high with one person, I want to be my future wife. Two countries I have, but someone great that I have to do the same thing twice. If I was a superhero, I want my superpowers to be indestructible. My favorite teacher in school was my math teacher in 7th grade. Shout out to Miss Chen.
Located on Kimball and College Avenue, the Gramercy is a great choice for K-State students to call home. Check them out at GramercyManhattan.com.
McCullough Development presents this Splash for Cash contest. Character Lansing is going to roll a giant dice, so whatever number lands up is the number of free throws. He'll have to make it 30 seconds to win some cash. All right, front row, Garrett, let's do this. $10 a free throw. Here we go. Go ahead on that ball. 3, 2, 1, go. Defense open, 20 seconds. 15. 4, 3, 2, 1. Garrett, you tried to put your best in front of it, but unfortunately that's not enough. But things are playing for the McCullough Development Splash for Cash contest.
Our Wildcat Health partners, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas and Stormont Vale Health present Five Fast Run as we check out the Wildcats record book.
Alongside Chris Patola, Rich Hollenberg inside Bramlage Coliseum, and the Florida Gators, Chris, with a huge opportunity for a quad one win that will help bolster their NCAA tournament opportunities.
Yeah, no question. Win on the road against Kansas State would certainly do that.
Right now, Joe Lenardi has them as a bubble team, one of the last 4 teams out coming into today. Kyle Lofton, step back short, and the Gators are one and done. Keontae thought about it and then thought better of it. Instead, he does what he does best, drives to the tin, comes up empty, offensive rebound, K-State. Here's Desi Sills for 3, off the mark. Here's Will Richard, best shooter on this Gators team, but he hasn't gotten going yet. Johnson threw it right to the hands of his former teammates. Alongside Chris Patola, Rich Hollenberg. It's the continuation of the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tires. Number 5 Kansas State jumping out to an early 7-point lead on the Florida Gators. 15-8 your score with 10:40 to go. Florida looking for a huge quad one win to bolster their hopes at making the NCAA tournament. Kansas State coming in ranked 5th in the country. And it's Keontae Johnson, the Wildcat, having an all Big 12 type of a year, playing in his first game against his former team, the Florida Gators. Nice dish.
Got to be able to stop the basketball. Noel in transition. The ball is the priority. And when he drives, he is driving to pass.
Averaging 8 dimes a game. Good for 2nd in the nation, Marquise Noel. There's the big man, Jason Jatoba, off the mark.
They haven't been able to get anything at the basket. Marquise Noel is terrific, and he's especially terrific as he gets into that paint because he's so good at creating offense for others. And he's a terrific shooter from three. You've got to take that away. But when he gets into that paint, he is looking for other guys. He is looking to pass at 5'8".
Gasson thought about the three. Again, 2 feet in the paint. And it's taken only 10 minutes for us to see what Jerome Tang's offensive strategy is. He wants to get it close to the rim. Gators just 3 for 15 from the field so far. Now it's 3 for 16. In transition again. Good ball movement. And David Gasson will go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, the degree of difficulty on Florida's shots on one end has been real high. It's why they're not shooting a good percentage. It's also leading to some longer rebounds that are leading to these runouts. And how about the start for David Gasson, guy who had been hurt, played a little bit in their game earlier in the week against Iowa State. But Kansas State got no production from their 3 big guys. I mean, 0. Good start here in the first half from Gasson.
Yeah, he has 5 now after that free throw. And to your point, Naquan Tomlin already has an early 3. Jatoba to the bench. Colin Castleton checks back in, leading scorer for the Gators, but he's scoreless so far in this game.
And they've made it very difficult. Kansas State has made it very difficult for him to catch. I mean, they haven't been able to give it to him in a scoring area.
Now Keontae Johnson switches off onto Will Richard. There's Kugel trying to take advantage of the mismatch. Gives it into Castleton. And he has yet to find the bottom of the bucket. Colin Castleton averaging 15 a game to lead the Gators. But right now he's 0 for 3 from the field.
Well, and he doesn't know what's around him. He just doesn't have a real good feel yet. There's just a lot of movement, a lot of Kansas State doing a nice job being very disruptive.
Now he's doubled in the corner. Richard for 3, short. We've seen a lot of those so far. Noel.
Nice.
Look at that dish. Timeout called. Largest lead of the game for the Kansas State Wildcats, and they've been keyed by Marquise Noel, a 22-8 bulge against Florida.
Sometimes guys can get into a zone shooting it. Noel gets into a zone passing it. And that's what he wants to do the closer he gets to the basket. This has been absolute domination off of the dribble. I mean, Florida has had 0 resistance guarding the ball, and a lot of it's been in transition. I mean, they haven't been able to set their defense. It's been an onslaught of Kansas State playing downhill.
Marquise Noel's got to be a lot of fun to play with. For a guy that averages 20 a game in Big 12 play, to stuff the stat sheet like he does. For instance, right now he's only got 3 points, but already 4 rebounds and 5 assists, Chris.
We are playing sound effects presented by Sportslix.
3 steals in Big 12 play.
For the entire row. All right, Renee, take a look at the board.
And when he checks in, he's 5'8". One of the reasons why his motto is height over heart, and he embodies that.
Well, he and Keontae Johnson are 2 of the 5 best offensive players in the Big 12, which is saying a lot because it's the best league in America. But that's where he's just so dynamic. I mean, he's obviously very shifty, very quick. He's constantly got his head up, and he plays with a ton of freedom. You know, Jerome Tang has allowed him, within the framework of what they want to do, has kind of allowed him to direct the show. You hand him the ball at the start of a game, and he gives it back to you at the end with everything taken care of. That's kind of who Marquise Noel is.
And it's a big reason why Kansas State is off to their best start in 50 years. 17-3 overall, 6-2 in Big 12 play. And right now, the 5th-ranked Cats lead the Florida Gators 22-8 with 8:09 to go in the first half. We welcome those of you who just watched Mississippi State take down TCU here at Bramlage Coliseum. The SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire continues. Number 5 Kansas State, led by Keontae Johnson, returning to play against his former team.
You can imagine what type of a day this is. I mean, I would imagine very emotional for Keontae. He's having a fantastic season. He's one of the 5 best offensive players in this league. It's a remarkable story, as we know, and what a start for Kansas. I mean, that's his 1 bucket in the game. They have dominated so far, attacking off of the dribble, getting to Florida's paint and their rim.
And they've been equally adept on the defensive end. Florida's missed their last 8 field goals. Here's Jones. Throws it out of bounds. That's a Gators turnover, their 3rd.
Well, it's a Florida offense that has struggled for much of the year. It's not what they do. Their strength is on the defensive end, and that's what has won them or kept them in games.
Sills high off the window. Got his own miss. But it's Kyle Lofton who clears. All alone, Jones for 3.
And it's good to see that go in, because that's part of their offensive struggles. I mean, they're only shooting 29% from 3 in conference.
And look at Noel. Even though he has 2 blue jerseys surrounding him, he still manages to get that shot up. He is built like a fire hydrant.
Well, they have absolutely developed a game plan to go at Florida off of the dribble. I think Jerome Tang felt like they could take them one-on-one. If they could get their guys in space, they could really do some damage in the paint. 14-2 in the paint, 14-23 for Kansas State. And it's really those guards, you know, have just kind of in transition, early possessions have really attacked the rim.
So far, home teams in the SEC Big 12 Challenge have gone 5-1. Kansas State looking to make that number 6-1 and get this win here, but it would be a huge quad 1 win for the Florida Gators if they could somehow come back and pull off this upset. Right now, Joe Lunardi has them on the bubble as one of the last 4 out of the tournament. There's Todd Golden, the 37-year-old first-year head coach at Florida, coming off a great season where he led the San Francisco Dons to the NCAA tournament. And as you mentioned, Chris, it's defense first with Coach Golden and these Florida Gators. Kugel lost it. No whistle, and Tomlin comes away with it.
Oh, you got to be able to hit bunnies.
Tomlin in transition. And you really like him.
It's been that kind of first half. You know, a missed layup right in front of the rim, and then Kansas State back in the other direction. 0 resistance. Just another transition layup.
Castleton with the tip in.
That's his first bucket.
Yeah, we had to wait till the 6:20 mark to hear from Colin Castleton.
Returning for the Cats, number 25, Ishmael Sue.
Jones threw it away. A rare turnover for the Florida backcourt. So with 6 minutes to go, fifth-ranked Kansas State doubling up the Florida Gators 26-13. And Chris, when you talk about the National Coach of the Year conversation, one name that always comes up is Jerome Tang.
Yeah, no question about it. He's done a terrific job with this group. Yeah, I think the thing about Coach Tang, he's an outstanding communicator. The best coaches I've been around are great communicators. You know, like I worked for Coach K for 5 years. He was a good X and O guy, but he was the best communicator I've been around. And I think that's one of the things Jerome Tang has. And it's really filtered to his team. You know, it's how a team with a bunch of transfers has really meshed so far this year.
With 3 on the shot clock, in and out for Tomlin. Jones, high arcing 3, and he's got his second triple of the night. 9 points for Myron Jones. Big 12 with a 4-2 lead in the SEC Big 12 Challenge coming in. Johnson against his former mates gets met at the rim. That ball will go out of bounds and stay Kansas State. And Marquise Noel checking in again. And that's what Colin Castleton does, 4th in the nation in block shots. And now Castleton with the rebound. Swiped away by Marquise Noel. And here's Johnson with a little payback.
Castleton will at times bring it up like he just did. He held it too long, especially with Marquise Noel out there. What a steal, and again, another transition bucket for Kansas State.
The lead a dozen. Kansas State has not trailed in this game. 5 on the shot clock. Jones, no. And here comes Cam Carter for the Cats.
The offense just not working for Florida. The degree of difficulty on these shots in this first half has been high.
Here's Tomlin, keeping his pivot foot. Masood with the tap back. And a shot clock violation. Ball never touched the rim on that possession. Another timeout here from Bramlage Coliseum. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires. You're watching the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tires. Alongside Chris Patola, I'm Rich Hollenberg here inside Bramlage Coliseum. 5th-ranked Kansas State with a 12-point lead over the Florida Gators. And yes, Kansas State is ranked 5th in the country, Chris, but the headline of this game and this day is that Keontae Johnson is facing his former team for the very first time. You were there 2 years ago when Keontae Johnson collapsed on the court. What are your memories from that?
Well, it was early in the first half. Johnson had a monster dunk, and it forced Florida State to have to call a timeout. And it was out of that timeout that Keontae Johnson collapsed at midcourt. And it was traumatic. It was hard to find words in that moment to describe the trauma. And I could say with certainty that there was no way I ever imagined that he would, A, play again, let alone have the fantastic season that he's having. It's a remarkable story. It's a credit to him, a credit to the University of Florida, and then what Kansas State has done with him in the time he's been here.
Johnson with an early 4. And he comes away with the loose ball there. Johnson, a huge reason why Kansas State is one of the pleasant surprises in college basketball this year.
Nice pass. You know, Kansas State leads the Big 12 in assists. They average 18 assists a game. It's a very unselfish team. As aggressive as these guys can be, Rich, they're very unselfish.
Noel already with 7 assists. That one just falls off. Offensive rebound and the putback no good. Castleton the rebound. And the Gators in transition turn it over. Coming up at 8 Eastern over on ESPN, the SEC Big 12 Challenge wraps up the nightcap. Number 9 Kansas taking on Kentucky at Rupp Arena. And Kansas, Chris, has lost 3 straight games. Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks have never lost 4 straight.
Yeah, and they got their work cut out for them, Rich, on the road, man. Kansas has 32 turnovers in their last 2 games. Haven't taken great care of the ball. Grady Dick has gone cold, hasn't shot it as well. And it's a Kentucky defense that is much better.
Whew. Off the fingertips of Johnson.
The fact that it even hit Johnson's hands is remarkable.
A seeing eye dime from Marquise Noel goes awry. What does Florida have to do to get a bucket?
Man, they've got to try to get Colin Castleton involved. I mean, it's been an energized Kansas State defense.
Fudge, another tough 2.
Yeah, they've turned it over, haven't taken good care of it. Shot selection has not been good, I think in part, Rich, out of frustration. Just can't get inside this Kansas State defense.
Noel, that's in his range.
Yeah. It's too much, and I like to see, you can't be surprised that he's going to shoot that. That's the shot you've got to take away.
The lead is up to 17. 90 seconds to go, and a missed dunk by Kwesi Reeves. Here's a lob. Noel, his 8th assist.
And that's what makes him tough, because you jump out to take away the 3 like Myron Jones did. He goes by, gets in the lane, and that's when he becomes the distributor.
Fudge turned the corner, got fouled, and Alex Fudge will go to the line.
I mean, this is what makes him, you know, a Big 12 Player of the Year candidate. He is just so dynamic. He will shoot that shot, and then if you press up like you have to, he gets into your lane and carves you up. We were talking to Jerome Tang about how he's managed Marquise Noel. He said, look, you give him a framework, you put him on some train tracks, but then you let him go. This is not a guy that you want to keep in a box. If you keep in a box, you're hurting him, you're hurting your team. You got to let that guy go, because most of the time he's going to make the right decision.
After wedging the ball between the rim and the backboard, Alex Fudge misses the second one as well. It's been that kind of half for the Florida Gators. Under a minute to go. Masood. That foul's going to go on Keontae Johnson, his first. And now a little offense for defense substituting for Jerome Tang as Bebe Igiola checks back in, the big man. Seven-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as this first half comes to a close. All Kansas State. Here's Jones. He has 2 threes in the half, but not that time. And Desi Sills grabbed the rebound and got fouled.
His first, team number 6. Returning for the Cats, number 25, Ish Masood.
And now Igiola goes to the bench, and Ish Masood checks in with 15 seconds left. He's a 3-point specialist. And a use it or lose it timeout for Jerome Tang and the Kansas State Wildcats with 12.7 to go. They'll talk it over, and we'll have one more shot before halftime when we come back. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. It's been all Wildcats inside a sold-out Bramlage Coliseum alongside Chris Patola. I'm Rich Hollenberg as the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire rolls on. Marquise Noel leading the way for the Cats as he's been wont to do all season. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. 8 seconds to go. The lob, Tomlin couldn't catch it, but he's fouled. And now 3.1 on the clock.
That's the toughest thing they run to guard, is that open ball screen. Their spacing's exceptional, especially with that lineup with Masood out there at the 4. It puts you in such a tough spot because you got to guard all those guys on that perimeter, and then you run Tomlin down the middle. And that pass usually coming from the middle third of the floor, so there's no help responsibility yet. Just a tough action that Jerome Tang loves to go to.
How about the balanced scoring for the K-State Wildcats in this first half? Noel with 8, Tomlin with 8, and Gassan with 9. And don't forget about Cam Carter, who's got 7. Those 2 free throws give Naquan Tomlin 9 points, and the lead is up to 19. Make that 21 now for Kansas State. Lofton, good if it goes, but it's short.
Marquise Noel, Rich, spent his half, man. Look at that stat box.
Stuffing it, and it's a 21-point lead for the 5th-ranked Kansas State Wildcats over Florida. Time for the halftime report. Zubin Mehenti, Dallin Cup, and Tom Crean. Take it away, boys.
Rich, thank you very much. We're underway over on ESPN. It's the Rick Barnes reunion tour. And Dallin, Santiago Vescovi and company, making it look easy so far.
Just ran into the screen there, and he's too good.
You're watching the SEC Big 12 Challenge, brought to you by Continental Tire, and it's been all Kansas State at Kansas State. The 5th-ranked Wildcats with a 21-point lead over the Florida Gators. Back inside sold-out Bramlage Coliseum alongside Chris Patola, I'm Rich Hollenberg. We were just talking before we came on the air. This has been a thoroughly dominant Wildcat performance.
Yeah, they've dominated in every phase. There's not a phase of the game that Florida has an edge in. And it has started with Marquise Noel, you know, the little guy who's making a real strong case for Big 12 Player of the Year. Just a fantastic first half. He's filled up the box score in every way. He's got 8 assists, and a lot of it just, you know, in transition, just getting himself into the paint and then dropping off for other guys. He knocked down a 3 as well in that half. Rich, it's complete domination. Florida's got to try to find something, and it starts with trying to get Colin Castleton involved in this game.
Colin Castleton held to just 2 points. This is the leading scorer for the Florida Gators. The 16 points they scored, the second fewest of any half in the last 25 years for the Gators. But the story, as you said, Chris, has been Marquise Noel. We are on triple-double watch. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists for Noel, who has 13 career double-doubles and 5 this year. But Kansas State has never had a player in their program history with a triple-double.
You know, if you're Florida, Rich, they have as many turnovers as they do made field goals. It starts with taking care of the basketball. And in trying to get Castleton around the rim.
Here he drives, And it still rolls off. Kansas State doing most of their damage in the paint. 22-4 points in the paint. That one rattles in and out for Carter. Out of bounds, Florida basketball.
I mean, you knew after Kansas State lost during the week, Iowa State shoots 57% from the field in that game. Offense is not what Iowa State does. It's not their strength. You knew Kansas State was going to be better defensively in this game.
They've ratcheted things up, especially in front of the home crowd, where they are undefeated this season. 11-0 at home in front of the faithful inside the Octagon of Doom. Ooh. And there's Will Richard, a two-pointer, his first bucket of the game.
Transfer from Belmont's been really good for them. It's been a huge part of their defense.
Here's Tomlin, 9 points in the first half for the big man. Now Keontae Johnson playing against the Florida Gators for the first time since he transferred. Jones.
There you go. You know, they're going to double Castleton on a block. He plays out of it. And then a nice extra pass to the drive. That's good offense. Saw none of that in the first half.
Myron Jones with 11 points. He has more than half of the Florida points so far. Desi Sills set to check in on the next whistle. 8 on the shot clock for the Cats. Now 5 to shoot. And Richard called for the reach-in.
You know, this is good offense. Again, Kansas State has doubled Castleton when he's caught it on the block. And you get that ball around the perimeter, let it see a different set of hands, and, you know, you get a nice little drive on the closeout there.
Here's Noel, fouled from behind. And that one's going to go on Lofton, his second. That's the third foul on Kyle Lofton now, to make matters worse for the Gators. Here's Johnson. 2 feet in the paint. That one's blocked by Richard. Lofton pull-up. Offensive rebound by Richard. And it rolls in.
Somebody showing some life. Nice defensive play on one end by Richard. And a little fight on the offensive glass.
That ball tapped away. We're seeing some life on both ends of the floor. And the finish. Defense leads to offense for the Gators.
Jerome Tang has seen enough.
A 21-point lead has been cut to just 13. 16:51 to go. An 8-0 Gators run, and they're back in it. Got a top 20 women's basketball tilt coming your way tomorrow. Number 7 Notre Dame heads to Raleigh to battle number 20 NC State. That tips at 3 Eastern on ESPN and the app. Alongside Chris Spatola, I'm Rich Hollenberg. UF made 6 field goals the entire first half. They have 4 already in the first 3 minutes. How have they done it?
Well, it's been Will Richard. I think as a coach, when you're down like they were and you play as poorly as they did in the first half, the question is, who's going to show some fight? Who's gonna show a little bit of life? And it's been Will Richard, who was a terrific grab out of the portal from Belmont for Florida.
Castleton the rebound off the K-State miss. A 3, and they cut it to a 10-point deficit. Here's Castleton, spins and stripped. Nice look up ahead. Gasson to Johnson. The tip no good, and Lofton clears. Jones off the mark. Castleton the tip in. That's the second time we've seen Colin Castleton do that from close range. But they're waving it off. No, they give the bucket to Castleton. And a timeout on the floor. So we'll take a timeout with them. David Gasson whistled for that last foul. Kansas State up 11. In his first season as the head coach of the Kansas State Wildcats, Jerome Tang is chasing history. Their last outright championship came in 1977, but the Cats are currently second in the Big 12. Michael Beasley was their last Big 12 Player of the Year. That was back in 2008. Marquise Noel certainly playing like one. And the last time they were ranked in the AP Top 5, Frank Martin was patrolling the sidelines inside Bramlage Coliseum, and they are number 5 right now. Chris, what's been the key to their success this far this season?
Well, they killed the transfer market. I mean, they obviously getting Keontae Johnson, former SEC preseason Player of the Year, was big. Desi Sills played in an Elite 8. He was a starter for Arkansas 2 years ago, that Elite 8 team. And then Naquan Tomlin was a great pickup out of the junior college ranks. So they have good players. But, you know, I said it during the first half. Jerome Tang's a really good communicator, Rich. And this offense has been very explosive with Noel at the helm.
Here's Noel right on cue. Noel in double digits with 10. Also has 6 rebounds and 8 assists.
You know, particularly in conference play with the way Ish Masood has played. Guy who was here last season, but this is as productive as he's been in a Kansas State uniform. Shooting it like crazy in conference.
Yeah, they've taken to calling him Big 12-ish because it seems like the switch got flipped once December 31st came around and he got into league play. Off the inbounds, Kugel off the mark, and Masood grabs the rebound. Noel dishes, and another block by the Gators. Tomlin had that shot altered. Here comes Myron Jones leading the way for the Gators with 11. And we got a foul away from the ball. That's going to go on Masood.
Teams first. Florida substitution number 2, Trey Bonham.
Now Lofton to the bench for Todd Golden, and Trey Bonham takes his place on the floor. And that one's stolen away.
What a steal.
But the Cats give this one right back. Here's Castleton.
Castleton.
6 second-half points for Colin Castleton. It's an 11-point Kansas State lead. Big jump stop by Keontae Johnson. He has 6. Again poked away by Marquise Noel, out of bounds. Our next Big Monday doubleheader coming up features number 7 Virginia headed to Syracuse to take on the Orange at 7 Eastern. Then it's number 17 Baylor squaring off with number 10 Texas. Both games on ESPN and the app. Baylor winning their game earlier today against Arkansas, and Texas has their hands full at Knoxville. That one in from close range.
Another nice cut from behind the defense from that weak side after the double on Castleton.
Oh, another block by Castleton. 4th in the nation in that category. But the Gators turn it right back over. Numbers for the Cats. And nearly a chance at a three-point play for Keontae Johnson. Instead, he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
Fouling Florida number 0, Landon Chance, his first personal, team number 30.
You can't turn it over to Kansas State. And it happened a lot in the first half. It just leads to those runouts, and they are a downhill team. And that's where these guys really hurt you, particularly Noel and Johnson. Those guys combined taking 14 free throws a game really supplements their scoring, not to mention it gets your team into foul trouble.
Johnson has a tattoo that says, "Write your own story." And boy, has he. He hit a 3, the first shot he ever took as a Kansas State Wildcat, and he has not turned back since then. Reeves. They got nothing from Kwesi Reeves this evening. Noel, deep 3. Too strong that time.
It's right there, though.
Castleton. The foul is on the floor, says Amy Bonner.
Even when Noel misses, it looks good. You're surprised when he misses.
His second personal, team number 2.
Got to feel good for a guy like Marquise Noel. You know, not recruited. Ends up at Arkansas Little Rock and gets his shot here in the Big 12. And, you know, he started to come on, Rich, at the end of last season. You started to feel it. And then he's got the pieces around him this year where his facilitation could really take off.
Here he is. Ball tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay Kansas State basketball. Easy to forget that last year he was playing in the backcourt with Nigel Pack, who was an all Big 12 type of a player. Now all of a sudden he's driving the bus.
It's his ball. Yeah, that's the biggest point. Like, he kind of had to share those duties with Nigel Pack. And I don't think Bruce Weber ever fully understood, nor could he, what you had in Marquise Noel. And I think that's where Jerome Tang got here, and he said, here's the ball, run our team.
Deep 3. Johnson off the mark. Maybe a little out of his range. The lead is a baker's dozen for the Wildcats, who have led since Jump Street. No whistle.
Man, thought he got fouled.
So did Todd Golden. Another deep 3. 30-footer in your face. 13 for Noel. Also with 8 rebounds and 8 assists. We are on triple-double watch for number 1 in Lavender. Castleton, and one opportunity for Colin Castleton. And you could see the frustration on number 12 in blue. Marquise Noel, the headliner. He's got his Cats up 14.
When you guard or play against K-State, the priority is Marquise Noel, which means all 5 guys, when Kansas State has possession of the basketball, have to know where he is. There is 0 sense of urgency to find Noel on that position, not to mention, Rich, he's directing traffic without the ball as they come down. Keontae Johnson's had a fantastic year, but the key to Kansas State and preparing for them, if you're doing the scouting report, is what are we going to do with Marquise Noel? It comes down to stopping that guy.
And to illustrate that point, Marquise Noel today leads the Wildcats in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and 3-pointers. Castleton front ends the chance at a 3-point play.
I mean, Noel's got as good a 2-game span as really anybody nationally. Gave Texas 36-9 and Baylor 32-14. And he's on the cusp of a triple-double today.
And we're talking about playing in a league that no one argues is the best league in basketball. But night in, night out, teams can't stop Marquise Noel.
And he's 5'8".
Castleton whistled for his second foul as Ish Massoud steps to the line. Reliable three-point shooter and free throw shooter. 92% from the stripe. Oh, we've got the Australian Open Men's Championship later tonight, or if you want to call it early tomorrow morning at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's Tsitsipas taking on Djokovic. 9-time Australian Open champ Novak Djokovic looking for career Grand Slam number 22. Have you set your alarm yet?
I have. I will be up for that. Absolutely, Rich. You know I'm an early riser.
Yes, I do. Reeves.
Kwesi Reeves threes, not going to get it done here.
The no look, but it went to Florida instead of Kansas State. And one opportunity for Kyle Lofton, taking advantage of the turnover.
Haven't heard much from Lofton today. Kyle Lofton, the grad transfer from St. Bonaventure. Good push there ahead of the defense. He's been good for them. Good pickup. Not a great shooter, but he's kind of run their team. He's a pure point guard. Well, Kansas State, they faced two Bonnie's transfers on Tuesday against Iowa State, and Jaron Holmes and Oshun Oshunniyi, and then you get Kyle Lofton today.
Yeah. Kyle Lofton, they called him the Iron Man from Olean. Played in 116 games there, playing in his 135th in his stellar collegiate career. And the other thing, you mentioned that, Chris, Iowa State elite defensively. Coming in, the reputation for the Florida Gators, but they were elite defensively as well. Fudge tried to get it inside to the big man, Jatobo. 7 on the shot clock. Jatobo doubled in the post. 2 to shoot. And they lost it. Sills. And an offensive foul called on Desi Sills, and Jerome Tang is apoplectic on the sidelines.
Well, that did not look like a good call. Yeah, that's a bad call.
And just about everybody inside Bramlage Coliseum agrees. Capacity crowd on hand, 11,000 plus. Air ball. Here come the Cats. And some open looks for Kansas State to get Marquise Noel a couple extra dimes, but they haven't knocked him down in the second half.
I'll tell you what, it's good to see Bramlage Coliseum back. This place has been a force multiplier all season. Certainly wasn't that overtime game against Kansas. A little bit of life. Jumped back into this building after the bad call. It's good to see this building back alive.
That's the first force multiplier I've heard. That is impressive.
And sometimes it pops out, Rich.
That's a compliment, K-State fans. Here's Noel. Blocked by Jatobo. Out of bounds, Florida basketball. Six blocks for these Florida Gators. That's one of the specialties of Todd Golden's club, but They find themselves down 13. It's been hovering around this spread for quite a while. What is Florida trying to do now to break into this 13-point advantage?
I mean, they're trying everything, right? They've tried to force feed it inside, but the doubling has, forced the ball back out. And it's forced not a great three-point shooting team into perimeter shots.
Now Jones, he's got a couple of threes. That one just off the mark. Tomlin. Now Johnson, guarded by Richard. No whistle, and he bulldozes his way to the bucket.
I mean, that's got to be something. There is contact there. It's either a block or a charge.
And Keontae Johnson has his third straight double-double. 10 points, 10 boards in his reunion with the Gators. And here comes 12. Oh, and he missed it. That would have brought the house down. Noel slipped and got fouled.
Keontae Johnson, a lot of emotion, you would imagine, here today. There's been some good, would have liked to call on that. And then there's been some, not so good.
Hey, it's past time. Living for tomorrow is a fat lie. Gotta.
Welcome back to Manhappiness, Kansas. Alongside Chris Patola, I'm Rich Hollenberg. The Big 12 leads this final SEC Big 12 Challenge 4-2 so far. The home teams are 5-1, but Chris, we've seen 4 ranked upsets. West Virginia taking down number 15 Auburn, led by Eric Stevenson's career-high 31 points. Oklahoma took care of number 2 Alabama at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman. Grant Sherfield leading the way with 30. Potential freshman of the year, Keontae George, had 24 to lead 17th-ranked Baylor over the Arkansas Razorbacks in Waco. And then, of course, the nightcap tonight, number 9 Kansas and Kentucky from Rupp Arena. Time now to check out our Wendy's Wooden Watch, and no shortage of Wendy's Wooden Watch candidates in these games, and Marquise Noel is certainly one of them. Jalen Wilson, Grady Dick, and Oscar Tshiebwe will be featured in that Jayhawks and Wildcats game. What do you think about that one coming up?
It'll be interesting to see what Kansas does up front with Tshiebwe. Is Tshiebwe able to match with a KJ Adams and the versatility of that Kansas front line and that offense, or vice versa?
Here's Tomlin. He had the last bucket after the timeout, shovels it to the middle of the paint, and a foul is going to be called as Keontae Johnson hit the deck. That's Kyle Lofton's 4th.
I'll tell you, that Alabama-Oklahoma result was a real shock.
Is that indicative of just how good the Big 12 is compared to the SEC?
I think so. I think the environments in the Big 12 had a major impact today. I mean, we've seen it in this game. The one in Oklahoma was spectacular today.
Really all over the place. I mean, it's sad that this is the last time these two teams will meet up at this point in the year, but I was watching some of that Missouri game, and they beat number 12 Iowa State, and it was bonkers in Columbia. Great crowds all across the board today, including here. Noel gave it up, and a foul on the floor. That's going to be on Fudge. And now K-State in the 1-1, so Marquise Noel will go to the line and shoot.
The thing with Noel in transition, you have got to try to stop his momentum earlier. We've seen it so much throughout this game where he gets that head of steam, and they're not stopping the ball till he's in the paint.
Missed the front end. Noel has 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Castleton and Tyke Green got him from behind. No, they're going to give that to Naquan Tomlin instead. So Colin Castleton steps to the line, a 71% free throw shooter, leading this team with 15 points and also leading in the rebound category, 7.6 a game. But he misses the first free throw attempt. Gators just 2 for 7 from the stripe this evening. Castleton 1 for 2. Noel goes to the bench, if only for a moment, as Desi Sills gives him a spell. Cam Carter pulls up and uses the window.
He's put 2 good games together. Yeah, his scoring punch has been a real lift.
15 last game against Iowa State. He has 9 tonight. Kugel, baseline, Lofton. You mentioned it, Chris. That's not his specialty.
No, it's not. It's not their specialty. It was part of the problem in the first half. A lot of settling for those open threes.
And there's a triple. Ish Masood does what he does best.
And that's a guy who's on an absolute heater in conference play. I mean, shooting a tremendous percentage, and it is what he does. He's a sniper.
10 for 14 in his last 4 games in Big 12 play. Got his first one tonight now. Here he is again, heat check.
And he's getting a matchup. You know, with this lineup out there, Castleton's on him, and he's just not capable of guarding him out on that perimeter.
And Florida tried to take advantage on the other end, but they couldn't.
And Masood will fight inside. You don't lose a whole lot guarding on the interior either.
And Keontae Johnson gives Kansas State its largest lead of the game. Johnson loves it against his former mates. The Cats up 23. Every man a Wildcat. In tires. It was emotional but jubilant and happy return for the Florida Gators to see their former mate Keontae Johnson in person for the first time since he transferred from Gainesville to Manhattan.
Yeah, and it's been an interesting day for him. You know, again, I imagine a lot of emotion running through. Shooting percentage, not what we've been accustomed to so far this season. But again, you look down at the box score, it's a lot more than points with him. He's got 10 rebounds and just been all over the floor.
Again, Chris, if you tuned in late, you missed the story. 2 years ago, December 12th, 2020 to be exact, Keontae Johnson collapsed on the floor for the Florida Gators in Tallahassee against Florida State. You were calling that game. What are your recollections of that?
Just that it was such a traumatic moment, obviously, and you really didn't have the words to describe what was going on, you know, and how to put it into any perspective. And fortunately, you know, he was conscious when they took him off the floor and obviously had a long battle in front of him, but
Sills tried to bring the house down again to no avail.
I'll tell you, on that day, though, Rich, I never imagined that he would be back playing basketball, let alone playing at the level he's playing.
Yeah. Credit the Florida Gators' longtime sports and health administrator, Dave Werner. Duke Werner helped Keontae Johnson along the way. Remember, he was part of the Gators basketball program those last 2 seasons, even though he wasn't playing. But when they made the decision, like they couldn't clear him to play for the Gators again, he made the decision to come here to Kansas State.
And Kansas State showing a little zone here in this second half.
Keontae got his bachelor's degree in education sciences. They called him Coach Key last year. You said he was doing some scouting for the Gators.
Yeah, they had him as a coach. And he was pretty good. I think he wants to be a coach when his playing career's over.
And you pair him up with Marquise Noel, and they form one of the best 1-2 punches in all of college basketball. 6th in the nation in conference play scoring for those two, averaging over 41 points a game combined in Big 12 play. Now Noel back on the floor, number 1 in Lavender. A rebound and 2 assists shy of a triple-double, which would be the first of his career. 10 on the shot clock. Johnson lost the handle but got fouled on the shot. We have our final media timeout of this one, and when we come back, Keontae Johnson will be at the line shooting 2. His Cats up comfortably 21 on Florida.
Way, Kentucky got Kansas on ESPN in about 10 minutes, Coach.
I love that he's working on his jumper because I think that's something he's going to have to find tonight, and I think he's going to have multiple ways to score in this game, and it's going to be fun to watch it.
He's coming off another double-double. What a surprise, 15 and 13 against Vandy. Champs are up next, guys.
Thank you, Zubin. We have 3:50 to go, and inside Bramlage Coliseum, they are at full throat. They call it the Octagon of Doom for a reason. Not many teams come in here and come away with a win against the Kansas State Wildcats. As a matter of fact, they are 11-0 at home this season. Off to their best start in 50 years are the Kansas State Wildcats, and Keontae Johnson and Marquise Noel once again leading the way. Johnson at the line, set to shoot 2, and Ray Natili and Jeb Hartness are conferring before giving him the ball to shoot. All right, so they cleared that up. There's actually one shot. He missed the first free throw before the timeout. How quickly we forget.
Well, a 21-point game or 22-point game will do that to you.
So now Johnson with 13 to go along with 11 rebounds. His 3rd consecutive double-double for his new team, the Kansas State Wildcats. Castleton. That's his pet move, and he gets it to go that time. Here's Noel, high hedge by Richard. Gives it to Tyke Green. No good, off to the left. Kugel with the step through, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to stay Florida basketball. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. A huge game coming up Tuesday night. Kansas State squaring off against number 9 Kansas again. This time at Allen Fieldhouse. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern. If you're a Big 12 fan or any basketball fan, you got to have it. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big12 now. And of course, we don't need reminding that Kansas State took down Kansas here at Bramlage in overtime the last time they met in the Sunflower Showdown. Good hands by Jones. And good run by the Florida Gators.
And that's the one thing for Kansas State. Turnovers can get them into trouble. It's what lost them the TCU game. 20 turnovers in that game. We saw it cost them in the Iowa State game on Tuesday.
Backdoor cut. And Sills will go to the line and shoot two. Well, it's a gauntlet for Kansas State and Florida. Both of them have killer schedules coming up. Here's a look at what we're talking about with the Cats. We mentioned that game at Allen Fieldhouse coming up Tuesday. After that, it's number 10, Texas, followed by number 11, TCU. Such is life in the Big 12. Still short. And we mentioned it's the same for Florida. Maybe, Chris, even a little tougher for them. So they're on the road today facing the number 5 team in the nation. Then they have to turn around, get back into SEC play, and play the 4th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers. An unranked Kentucky team, but it's at Rupp, and they're playing well. And then they get number 2 Alabama as well. That three-pointer is good by Richard. That's his first 3 of the night. Nice feed and nice finish. Bebe Igiola gets the bucket.
That front court of Kansas State played better today, a little more energized. All 3 of those guys, 0 rebounds against Iowa State.
Doubled in the post as he has been all contest. Here's Richard. Looking for back-to-back threes, won't get it. And here comes Sills. 1:20 to go. Well, you can call off the triple-double watch, but I don't think any of these Cats fans care. Marquise Noel will finish his day with 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Keontae Johnson has another double-double. And it's an 18-point Kansas State lead with 1:02 to go. Nate Aubrey on the floor. And he missed all of that.
It's your shot, man.
Shoot your shot. Keontae Johnson on the left side of your screen, number 11 in lavender. This one's extra special for him. And the foul on Sills, and that'll be it for Desi Sills. That free throw won't count. They'll reshoot that. So let's talk big picture, Chris, with the Kansas State Wildcats. What do they need to improve upon if they're going to continue to challenge for a regular season Big 12 title?
I think they could still get better defensively. You know, today notwithstanding, Florida's not a great offensive team. I think Kansas State, look, they have the pieces, and one of the reasons they have been good at times defensively is because they have length, they have good athletes, they're physical. But they're an offensive team. They want to play offense, and so I think their defensive rebounding, Jerome Tang has brought up. But they've got the pieces, certainly.
Currently in second place in the Big 12. They'll get back to Big 12 play coming up on Tuesday at Fog Allen Fieldhouse. 10 on the shot clock. Here's a turnover. Richard at the other end. Up and under, and a foul called on Igiola. And for the Florida Gators, maybe a little bit of a pleasant surprise for Todd Golden. They came in 5th in the SEC. What's their biggest need to improve on?
They just got to keep getting better. I'm telling you, if you go back and watch Florida in November, and you watch them, maybe not in this game, but against South Carolina, for example, or at Mississippi State before that, they are much improved. Colin Castleton's had a great season. He's up there for SEC first team. Will Richards gotten a lot better. Myron Jones, they've gotten better, Rich. It's just hard when you can't score. You know, it's a tough game when you can't get there consistently.
Yeah. And listen, right now, Kansas State Wildcats are shooting 38% from the field. If that holds, it'll be 12 of the last 14 Gators opponents have been held to shooting under 40%. So the defense is there. They just need to put it together a little bit more efficiently and consistently on the offensive end. And once again, Jerome Tang not satisfied with this 15-point lead. Well, the Kansas State Wildcats have not lost 2 in a row the entire season. They're going to improve to 18-3 on the year, and they will pick up Big 12 play, tied for 2nd in the league at 6-2. Now the student section essentially cheering for just about anything that Nate Aubrey does.
Well, my man's got an air ball and a turnover. He's got to bang these down, Rich. Come on.
A 5'3" senior from right here in Manhattan. And he misses the first.
It's going to be a lot of film study for Nate Aubrey after this one.
Went to high school, hop, skip, and a jump away from here in Manhattan, Christian school. And he makes his first point of the year for the local kid. Ten seconds to go and another whistle. All smiles for 21, Nate Aubrey.
Will we get through this last 9.7 without a stoppage? I don't know.
2 free throws for Lofton. No foul called. We count down the final seconds inside Bramlage Coliseum. Kansas State remains undefeated at home. 12-0 on the year, improving on their best start in 50 years. They are now 18-3. Florida drops to 12-9 on the year, and the Big 12 improves to 5-2 against the SEC on this year's tote board in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Once again, our final score, Kansas State 64-50 over Florida. For Chris Patola and company, I'm Rich Hollenberg. Now we go to Stillwater, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma State.